Welcome back to your soon-to-be favorite podcast. I'm Angelica.
And I'm Kelsey.
And this is
Here We Grow. All right, we're back. Hopefully you enjoyed last week's episode with Angelica's cousin. And if you haven't watched that, go watch it right now. Actually, you can watch this first and then go back and watch it. It's not in chronological order.
You can do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want. It's your podcast app.
As long as you listen to both.
Speaking of your podcast app, why don't you just go ahead and hit that follow or subscribe button so that you can get notifications whenever we upload our episodes every week.
Good plug. Good plug.
Thanks. Okay, today we're doing a serious topic. We're due for a serious topic, basically. A research-based topic. And so today we're going to be talking about cognitive distortions and, if we have time, cognitive bias, which I do have a little bit about, but not as much as distortions. And this is a really interesting topic if you find yourself blaming yourself for things a lot, if you find yourself thinking that everyone hates you, or thinking that you're a failure, that you're an idiot, or if you struggle generally with self-hatred and criticism and comparing yourself to others, this episode's going to be for you. So I'm pretty sure we just spoke to every single one of our listeners because
Absolutely.
Everybody deals with this.
In one way or another.
Yeah, some people deal with it a little bit worse, but we're going to get into that later. But first, I want to say happy birthday to my baby Cash. We didn't say it on last episode because it was Kathy's episode.
Yeah.
Cash's birthday was January 13th. He just turned 2 years old. And we took him to an indoor playground on Saturday, which of course he caught a cold from because kids are nasty.
Dirty kids.
But we were prepared for that, and we were willing to accept that problem because he needed to get out of the house. So, but yeah, happy birthday to Cash.
Happy birthday, Cashy, baby.
Do you have anything?
I'm literally drawing a blank.
I can see your eyes. They're getting red because you're so tired.
No, they're not, Kelsey. No, they're not.
I have a whole reel of you falling asleep during Kathy's episode.
Let me see.
It's on my computer. I'll have to pull it up on the computer. But I saved it just in case we wanted to make a TikTok out of it. Or add it. We said that we would do a blooper reel of all of your facial expressions during all the episodes. And then at the very end, just have you like dozing off.
It's literally 11 at night.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You know what? I'm sorry. I'm a sleepy girl.
I'm a sleepy girl too.
Okay.
But
it's 11.
we have work to do, so we're going to do it.
We do have work to do. I am drawing a blank. I mean, not today, but this week was crazy, but it's very not appropriate to talk on the podcast.
And it's things that are just going to happen. So
yeah. I got 2 new pimples. That's been great.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for updating us on that.
They won't go away. They're in spots that I constantly touch on my face. Yeah. Like I have one like underneath my lip on my chin. I have one like on the crease of my like laugh lines. It's just terrible, man. I've just been breaking out left and right.
Have you looked to see if it's like corresponding with like your cycle or whatever? Like the part of your cycle that's hormonal?
Probably, because I mean, I've been on birth control for 2 months now.
Yeah.
And I've been breaking out like crazy. I mean, and birth control helped with that. Like, it helped. Yeah. But yeah, I've just been dealing with acne, and it fucking sucks.
Yeah.
But, oh, yeah, all right.
All right, are you ready for the lyric game?
Yes.
Okay. So, Angelica was supposed to come up with lyric game options for me, too, but she misunderstood the assignment.
I thought it was just for me.
So I'm going to quiz her.
Because you said something like, oh, you're so good at it, like, it's going to be really fun. And I was like, oh, okay, then it's just going to be me.
And then I said, you should do a few for me, and I'll do a few for you. But that's okay.
You know how some people have selective hearing?
You have selective.
Yep, selective
reading.
Reading, yeah. Did you see that one post I posted? It was like,
You should see that one post that I posted. It was like,
do you remember when? Do you remember? No, it was like, yes, okay, we believe in aliens, but do aliens believe in us?
Yes.
Do extra testicular
I was thinking when you sent that to me, did you send it to me or did you post it?
I think I sent it to you and I posted it.
When you sent it to me, when he said extra testiculars, I was like, the aliens are done now. They've turned off the video. As soon as you said extra testiculars.
Humans have left the chat.
Yes.
Oh, wait, not humans.
Aliens. Aliens have left the chat. Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Number 1. The first time I've seen love and the last I'll ever need. You remind her that
is it
your
Mayday
future...
Parade?
Nope.
You remind her. Is it Pierce the Veil?
Yes.
That the future would be nothing. I can't get the melody right though.
Would be nothing without.
Is it Kissing in Cars?
Yes.
Oh my god, what a blast from the past.
Yes.
I love that song.
I remember mine is so I remember connecting with you on that song.
Yes.
And so that's why I picked it.
How does it start? As we wake up in your room, your face is the first thing I see. The first time I've seen love, and the last I'll ever need. You remind her that the future will be nothing without her.
Never lose her. I'm afraid that I think of something good to say.
But it's all been done more than once, so I'll keep on trying. Oh God, don't let me be the only one who says no. At the top of our lungs, there's no such thing as too young. Second chances won't leave you alone. Then there's faith in love.
Okay, next one. We gotta try not to sing every single word to every one of these songs.
I gotta go back and listen to that song now.
Okay, next one. Number 2. Think of me when you're out there.
Paramore. Think of... Okay, keep going.
I'll beg you nice for my knees. And when the world treats you way too fairly.
I'm sure it's a dream. Think of me when you're out there. Mm-hmm. I'll beg you nice from my knees. Mm-hmm. And when the world treats you way too fairly. Oh, it's a shame. All I wanted was you.
Yep.
All I wanted was you.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, number 3.
I'm telling you, I'm like...
We'll see. Let's see how you do. Lately, I've been hard to reach. I've been too long on my own.
Oh my God.
Everybody has their private world where they can be alone.
Oh.
She's gonna explode.
Okay.
Are you calling me? Are you trying to get through?
Is it Avenged Sevenfold?
No.
Okay. Go ahead.
Are you reaching out for me?
Are you reaching out to...
I'm reaching out for you.
Reaching out to you. Is that how it goes?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Well, yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Okay. Start over. And kind of...
I think I want to go to the next line.
Okay. All right. Whatever you want.
I'm just so fucking depressed.
Oh, you lost me.
I just can't seem to get out this slump. If I could just get over this hump, but I need something to pull me out this dump. Took my bruises, took my lumps, fell down and I got right back up.
Is Eminem?
Yes. You said Avenged Sevenfold. Lately I've been hard to reach. I've been too long on my own. And I knew that was going to be tricky because it's not Eminem that sings that.
Everybody... What is it?
Everybody has their private world.
They could be alone. Mm-hmm. Are you calling me? Are you trying to get through? Are you reaching out for me? I'm reaching out for you.
I'm just so fucking
depressed. I just can't keep you out this lump.
Yeah. What's it called?
Oh.
You said it was Eminem, but you didn't say what the song was called.
I'm so fucking... Keep going with the lyrics.
I'm just so fucking depressed. I just can't seem to get out this slump. If I could just get over this hump, but I need something to put me out this dump. Took my bruises, took my lumps, fell down, and I got right back up. Right back up. I don't remember the rest of the lyrics. I didn't write them down. In my shoes just to see what it's like to be me.
In my shoes just to see what it's like to be me. I'll be you.
Let's start choose. Just to see what it'd be like to feel your pain. You feel mine. Go inside each other's minds just to see what we find. But don't let them say you ain't.
Don't let them say you ain't.
That's the name of the song. The next part.
Let them say you ain't. It start with an S?
No.
Say you ain't.
You're gonna be so mad when you figure out what this is. Don't let them say you ain't.
What does it start with?
B.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Don't let them say you ain't beautiful.
Yep. Whoa, such a low octave. Whoa, whoa. That's how they say it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay.
Have you seen that James Charles video a long time ago? It's like, oh, whoa, whoa. Yeah.
No.
Okay.
All right. Number 4, I think. I can't remember.
I think it's 3.
No, Eminem was 3.
No, 3. 4.
Oh, no. 3, definitely 3.
Oh, no. 3. Okay, yeah, no, 4.
No, 3. It's definitely 3. Okay. Girl, change into that victorious thing that I like. All right. Okay. Tonight you're having me your way.
Oh.
Perfume, spray it there. Put our love in the air. Now put me right next to you. Finna raise the temp in the room.
Is this Usher?
No. First rub my back like you do right there. Right there. You touch me like you care. Now stop and let me repay you for the week that you've been through. You're like, I know these lyrics and they're really fucking hot, but I don't know who this is.
Oh my god.
You're like, can you send me this song, please?
Keep going.
Working that 9 to 5 and staying cute like you do. Oh. I love it. You love it. You love it. Every time. We touchin'. I want it. You want it. I'll see you
in the morning.
Wrap me up in you and love me till the sun comes up.
Is it Jeremiah?
No, close. Kind of a one-hit wonder, actually.
Yeah.
Do you know the name?
Start from the beginning and sing it.
Now I can't think of the melody at the beginning.
Or wherever you can remember it.
Perfume, spray there, put our love
Is it J something?
Mm-hmm.
J Ray J.
No.
Oh shit.
The J is right, but
is
it's
it
not
Jay
right.
Sean?
Nope.
Jay Sid?
Did we just tell you?
Okay.
Jay Holiday. Yeah, that's what I said. Like kind of like a one-hit wonder.
We touching.
Yep.
What is it called? Is it touching?
No. Bed.
I'ma put you to bed.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you lost that one.
Yeah, I did. I lost that one bad.
You're like, I got this. That was the only one you really lost. Well, Eminem wasn't that great either, but you got it eventually.
All right.
I had to tell you the first letter of the word of the song. Okay, you better get this one and the next one. Yes, I remember, boy, 'cause after we kissed, I could only think about your lips. Yes, I remember, boy, the moment I knew you were the one I could spend my life with. Even before all the fame and people screaming your name, I was there. You were my baby.
I was there and you were my baby. It started when we were younger. You were my boo. Alicia Keys and Usher.
Yep.
Oh, that's a good song.
Yes, I love that part too. That's my favorite section of the song. All right, last one. You best get this one.
I reckon.
I'd rather be alone tonight. You can say, I love you through the phone tonight.
Be alone. Ariana Grande.
Mm-hmm.
You can kiss it through the phone tonight. Is it NASA?
Mm-hmm. Wow, 2 lines and you got it.
Hey.
2 lines and you got it.
What is it? Something. And if you give me space or something, I'm gonna need the.
So it goes, I'd rather be alone tonight. You can say I love you through the phone tonight. Really don't want to be in your arms tonight. I'll just use my covers to stay warm tonight. I think I'm better off here. Ain't no checking on when I get home tonight. Just making sure I'm good on my own tonight, even though there isn't nothing wrong tonight. Yeah, I'm just saying, baby, I can't really miss you if I'm with you. And when I miss you, it'll change the way I kiss you.
Yes.
Baby, no, time apart is beneficial. It's like I'm the universe and you'll be
NASA. Give you the whole world. I'ma need space. I'ma need space. I'ma need you.
Yep.
Okay.
Did you
That's
listen?
a good song. That's a real lyrically.
That whole album. I want maybe like six songs on the album.
But lyrically,
yes.
NASA.
Yeah.
Lyrically,
yeah. NASA.
Chef's Kiss.
Oh, well.
Have you listened to our new song?
Yeah, I don't really care for it.
Yes. And I don't really. I mean, I know she references a lot to Mac Miller in her lyrics and the way she's dressing, but it wasn't for me. It
Wasn't my vibe.
It was not my vibe.
She still has blonde eyebrows for some reason.
I know.
It really creeps me out.
I need to talk to her.
She looks like a clone of herself.
Yeah.
That's why it freaks me out, I realized.
I still love her. She's great.
It's great. And apparently
I was like, why is she yelling?
It's great.
It's
just
great.
out of nowhere. It's great.
It's great. It's great. It's great. It's great. Very good. Very good.
Yes. Okay.
Say that shit with your chest. Maybe I do like it.
I don't really care for it.
That's all I know, though.
Okay. Do we want to get into the topic?
Yes. Real quickly, though, I don't know if this has to do with cognitive distortions, but I saw a video that said if you're an overthinker, try this exercise, which I'm an overthinker if y'all didn't know that. You write down all of your worries and then you start crossing out what you cannot control.
That's a good exercise. I really like that.
And that's all I got.
Oh, okay. For now.
Just a cute little short little exercise.
Yes, I like that.
For all my overthinkers out there.
Yeah, because if you can't control it, then there's no reason to worry about it.
That's kind of what brings me down. I've never thought to write it down, but when I think about it, I'm like, well, I can't do anything about that. So
right.
Why am I going to sit here and waste my time freaking out about it?
Right.
I know it's hard. It's easier said than done, but
it's harder said than done.
It's harder said than done, but
it's harder than when you first look at it.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're going to talk about
with your chest. Sorry.
We're going to talk about cognitive distortions.
And
so the quote of the week is directly related, which A++. It was actually a meme that I shared on Instagram, and it goes, most of your problems are thoughts, and thoughts are not a problem.
Explain.
So most of your problems, if you were to go to a friend and say, oh, here's all my problems, probably the majority of that list is how you think people are perceiving you, or how most of it will be worries, right? And pretty much every worry is about something that hasn't happened yet, or that probably will never happen. And so it's saying all of your problems are really just thoughts, and thoughts are not problems.
It just clicked.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got it.
When I saw that meme, I was like, mic drop. I said the explosion. I made the explosion sound and then said mic drop. That doesn't make sense. But I was so flabbergasted by that. And I shared that. I'm like, that's going with cognitive distortions.
That is really good. That's really good.
Yes. That is really good. That's really good.
But that is really good though.
Yes.
It just, because everything seems so much bigger to you in your mind.
Yep.
But once you start expressing your concerns, and the way that it sounds, first of all, out loud when you're saying it, and second of all, when your friend or whoever isn't reacting how you're reacting, then that's when you're
it brings logic into it.
Yeah, wait a minute, maybe, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yes. So
I like that.
All of the information that I gathered is from a website called skylandtrail.org. And the name of the article is 10 Common Types of Cognitive Distortions. And we'll be talking a little bit about every one, some examples, how they could affect your life. And there's also some ways that you can kind of like battle these. And so first I want to say, again, everyone experiences these. You are not the only one. So it's number one reason why we're doing this episode, because you need to know that you're not the only person who thinks like this. Number two, people who have had big traumas in their life, like big T traumas, they are susceptible to having this happen to them in their head more often and more intensely. Also, if you're going through a really hard time in your life, say through a really bad breakup, or going through like losing someone recently, or losing a job, something that's high stress like that, then you're more susceptible to having this happen during that high stress time. So it's just kind of like your mind. I read somewhere that it's kind of like your mind has to process so much information that it's kind of like making a shortcut, like, oh, well, this is the answer, instead of actually thinking through what the issue is and really thinking about what your feelings are about the issue.
Wow.
Yeah. So there will be more moments. There will be more moments like that.
You know that phrase was like, it be your own people.
It'd be your own mind.
It'd be your own brain sometimes.
If you watch videos about this, the first thing that most of them say is your mind plays tricks on you sometimes. Your mind.
What the fuck? You work for me.
Right. That's kind of like when the computer asks you if you're a robot and you're like, motherfucker, you're a robot. You're the motherfucking robot in this relationship.
Okay, hang on. I know this is a little bit off subject, but like, okay, do you believe that we...
magic. Sorry.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Do you believe that we are our heart or our mind? Like, what's our soul? What is it?
Ooh.
Because I feel like we think our soul is our heart, but our heart does not control our body.
I think our heart is our soul, but our mind doesn't know how to receive all the information that comes from our heart.
How does it not know that we've been here for hundreds, millions of years?
Yeah, like,
not millions.
Because like another
No, wait. No, thousands, right?
I don't know.
Thousands.
You know better than me. Another example for how this
works. When did the dinosaurs expire? When were they expunged? What's the E word?
Extinct.
When did they go extinct? How long have humans been around?
Expired. Expunged. Exponential. Experience.
I was thinking experience. Oh my god, we're just too idiot. I'm telling you, we got to do that segment where we try to explain something things confidently.
Your first one is dinosaurs.
Oh my god. Anyway, but yeah, like the fact that your brain makes its own decisions without consulting me.
Yeah. Like, okay, we've talked about EMDR therapy, right? Where you're in EMDR therapy, you are working to refile away memories from the emotional side of the brain to the logic side of the brain. Mm-hmm. Who told your brain to file it away in the emotion side to begin with?
What the fuck?
Why? What'd you do that for?
Bitch, I need that.
I need that in the logical side so that I don't freak out all the time.
Well, that too. Like, I don't remember many of things.
Yeah.
And I hate that. Like, my brain, bitch, I get it. You're trying to protect me.
But where'd you put it?
Where'd you put it? Like, highlight that shit so I can easily refer back to it.
I know. You stored it in my gut. But yes, there was another comparison that's similar to that, which was like, basically, your brain is filtering in the way of cognitive distortions.
Oh.
That filter is what's distorting it.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. So, like, you're receiving all the information as is, but your brain filters it and then makes you believe a different way. So, yeah.
That don't make no sense.
Don't make no sense.
I mean, I know it makes sense, but it also, like, it can lead back to every person thinks differently.
Yeah.
Like, no two people think the same.
Yeah, and that's another reason why we're doing this episode, because when I learned about this, it literally changes how you think about people when you react with them.
It empathizes.
Yes.
Or you empathize with them. You learn to empathize with them.
Yes. And not only that, but like, you'll see that once we get into this can affect every single part of your life if it's bad enough. Like, it can affect your job. It can affect your romantic relationships, your relationships with your friends and family. Mm-hmm. It can affect how you interact with strangers. Like, it can be really bad. So I urge you, first of all, listen with caution, because this can probably be triggering, but also to think about how this affects you and work on trying to let it not affect you as much. And we'll talk about ways that you can do that. So in 1976, American psychiatrist Aaron T. Beck first proposed the cognitive distortion theory. So that's when it came out, was 1976. He worked with depressed patients that helped him see that our underlying negative beliefs were the root cause of depression, which prompted him to come up with this theory. So this is also kind of like, I've seen some places say that this causes anxiety and depression, and some that say it comes from anxiety and depression. Mm-hmm. So it's a real chicken and the egg situation. Mm-hmm. Your anxiety and depression can make it worse, but it can also cause you to have anxiety and depression. And
great.
It'll be clear why once we get into it. So you might be asking, what is cognitive distortions? They are internal mental filters or biases that increase our misery, fuel our anxiety, and make us feel bad about ourselves. Our brains are continually processing lots of information. To deal with this, our brains seek shortcuts to cut down our mental burden.
Thank you, but also,
God damn it.
I need that.
Just let me have it. Just give me the burden.
Give me the burden.
Give me the burden so I don't ruin all my relationships.
That's literally your brain working smarter, not harder.
Yeah, but also shooting you in the foot at the same time. Okay, so we're going to go through, there's 10 of these. We're going to go through definition, an example, and what parts of your life it could be affecting. The first one is all or nothing thinking, which we've actually talked about on the podcast before, probably on your OCD episode. Yes. Or something similar.
I think it was the OCD one.
Angelica struggles with this. It's also called black and white thinking, polarized thinking, dichotomous thinking, or all or nothing thinking. Is a type of cognitive distortion that involves viewing things in absolute terms. All good or bad, angelic or evil. Angelica.
I was like, huh?
Angelic or evil, perfection or total failure. There is no in between. And then it goes to an example. I'm not going to say that. When confronting all or nothing thinking, patients are encouraged to... Oh, that's how you fix it. So go ahead. Angelica has some examples.
Well, some examples like from your day-to-day life would be like not finishing all of your workload at work. Yeah. Or not finishing all your chores when you're cleaning the house.
And then feeling bad about it.
Well, yeah, therefore you failed. Mm-hmm. That's your mentality. I didn't get everything done, so I failed.
It's not like, failure. Oh, I can get it done tomorrow. It's like, I'm a piece of shit for not finishing this.
Right.
And sometimes that's subconscious thoughts. It's not blatant. You don't blatantly say to yourself, oh, I failed. Sometimes it's just a feeling of failure.
Right.
Continue.
I just have a way to train your brain, or a way to get better at it, is to make room for the gray area. Mm-hmm. Focus on making progress and less on the end goal. So like, it's okay that you didn't get everything done.
Right.
You still got majority of it done, or whatever. Like, but yeah, so like focus on the gray area. Like, you got majority of it done. It's okay. It doesn't mean you're a failure.
Well, and just recognize that comes from somewhere. That all or nothing mindset comes from somewhere. And this is why it's important to raise your kids with a growth mindset and not a fixed mindset.
Right.
And one day we'll go into growth and fixed mindsets. But a lot of this cognitive distortion comes from kids who are raised in a fixed mindset.
Yeah. I'm not saying like you shouldn't have goals, but understand that the journey is just as much part of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's going to take a while to get to your goals. People don't wake up and succeed overnight.
Right.
And every person's version of success is different. We've talked about that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Guess what?
Did you know?
We have merch.
Merch. We have shirts, crew necks, sweatshirts, sweaters, mugs.
Mm-hmm.
Hats.
Baseball caps, yeah.
Baseball caps. Buy one for your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your uncle, your aunt, your cousin, your grandma, your grandpa, your dog.
Everyone.
Everybody.
Makes a good gift.
Makes a great gift.
Yes. And we have new merch that say good things. all happen exactly when they're supposed to, our little quote. So go check that out. And also, they're unisexual.
Unisexual. We know you like a little uni. little sexual uni moment.
Hop on there and get you some merch. And when someone asks you what you're wearing, you tell them about our podcast.
Even share an episode with them.
Yes, of course. Whatever your favorite episode is. You can get that at bonfire.com/store/HWG-merch. The last thing I was going to say about all or nothing thinking was, when confronting all or nothing thinking, patients are encouraged to recognize that ideas like a successful person, a perfect partner, or a loyal friend, or a good parent are not all or nothing concepts. Success, for example, is a process of trial and error, ups and downs, and a loyal friend may still make mistakes or let us down sometimes. We can reframe all or nothing thinking by making room for the gray, like Angelica said. We can give ourselves and others more flexibility in meeting more nuanced definitions of successful, perfect, loyal, or even good. Even when we fall short, working toward improvement is a valuable and rewarding journey. So just kind of wrapping up what we said at the end there. All right, next one is overgeneralization. I struggle with this.
I think this is like a good one that a lot of people struggle with.
Yeah, like
in many aspects of their life.
Yes. In overgeneralization, individuals see patterns based on a single event and assume that all future events will have the same outcome. You got examples?
Yeah, so like a person being in one bad relationship.
Yep.
They think all their relationships are going to be bad.
Yep.
I also have, or just like, I don't know if this has to do with racism, but that was the first thing that came to my head. Mm-hmm. Like you have one terrible experience with one person of a specific ethnicity or background, and you just think they're all like that.
Yes.
So people always use the words like never and always to describe experiences. And I remember my mom, she always said that. See, always.
Yes.
Like no one ever helps me clean the house. And it's like, girl, I just helped you yesterday.
Right.
Like,
right.
But because we weren't all helping her do it, it became all of us.
No one
never.
And always.
Exactly.
Yeah. Or never.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was just thinking when listening to the information about overgeneralization is that this one really plays a big part in romantic relationships. When me and Travis did the episode where we talked about trying not to say always or never to your partner.
Right.
Because then that makes them feel like you don't acknowledge what they do for you. What they do for you. Bolin just got stuck on the tablecloth and we thought we were going to lose the whole day.
I mean, yeah, if you tell Travis, you never help me with the dishes or you never take out the trash. And it's like,
but then that makes him feel undervalued because he does. And I'm not actually saying the truth. I'm saying something false.
Right. Yeah, because maybe one day he didn't do it or, 2 days in a row or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. So I was just going to say, instead of using words like never, ever, always, try to describe experiences more specifically. So like, you haven't helped take out the trash in 2 days.
Right, exactly. You're actually saying a truthful statement and not overgeneralizing it, making a false statement.
Right.
And it's important to remember that it is a false statement. Your brain has reprogrammed it to be a false statement.
Right.
Let me see what else was written about this one really quick. An example of this kind of cognitive distortion might be nothing good ever happens to me, which is untrue. One way to combat this kind of thinking is changing our language. Instead of using phrases like ever, never, and always, we can describe our experiences more specifically, recognizing that each day or situation brings unique circumstances. I didn't do well on that test, and I think I could do better on the next one. And that's kind of going into leaving room in the gray area and that too. Like, it's the growth mindset. All right, next one is mental filtering or negative filtering. This is a big one. This is definitely a big one. All of us do this. Not to overgeneralize, but like all of us do this. Mental or negative filtering focuses entirely on negative examples and experiences, filtering out anything positive. Individuals who engage in negative filtering may notice all of their failures, but not see any of their successes. Mm-hmm. Do you have examples?
For example, being disappointed you got one test question wrong.
Right.
You still pass the test.
But that's not all you can focus on.
But you just focus on the one question you got wrong.
Yes.
Or the 2 questions or whatever it is.
Lift your mic. I can barely hear you.
But yeah.
Yeah, so all you think about is that negative one and you harp on it. You may even tell other people like, oh my God, I fucking sucked on this test. And then like, oh, what score did you get? And you got like 85. And they're like, that's not, you passed the test. You did well, actually. But you can only think about the negative.
Yeah, I got these questions wrong. It's like, okay, that's fine. That's okay.
Like tests are made for you to get some wrong.
Out of 10 questions, you got 2 wrong, but you got 8 right.
Right. But you can't, your mind literally keeps you from thinking about those positive things. And so many ways that can affect your life, like especially in work, school. If you're harping on those things too long, it will deplete your confidence, and then you won't be able to be confident in the next time. Just like that sentence was saying, like, I didn't do too well, but I can do well next time. You have to keep that confidence so that you can train your brain to do well next time.
I feel like of all the cognitive distortions, this is probably one of the harder ones, though, because it's very acceptable in society to harp on the negative.
Yes.
I mean, look at the news.
Yes. It's actually scientifically proven that people like watching the bad things on the news more than the good things. Like if somebody opens up a newspaper, they're going to draw their eyes towards the really horrendous things more than they would draw towards a heartwarming story. Yeah.
And you expect me to not focus on the bad things in my life? Like,
exactly.
Of course I'm going to.
Exactly.
It's very difficult, but it's just going to take time and practice to focus and highlight the neutral stuff or the positive stuff instead of the negative. Right.
Right. In an episode recently, we talked about how it was with the quote of the week. I was saying you have to think of your life like a book, right? Not every page is perfect. Not every page is positive. Not every page the main character got what they wanted. There are parts of the book that are bad parts of the journey, but they get you to the end of the book. Period.
Period, sis.
Period.
With a T.
All right, the next one is discounting the positive. Similar to negative filtering, discounting the positive involves invalidating or explaining away good things that have happened. Instead of ignoring the positives like negative filtering, individuals see the positives, but actively reject the positive aspects of a situation or person. Examples?
For example, you passed a test, but you had a tutor. So therefore, you know.
I didn't deserve that because my tutor did all the work.
Yeah. I had a tutor. I had help. I got lucky.
Got lucky. That's a big one for this too. Oh, I got lucky. I didn't deserve that.
Right.
And it really, that I think is really based in self-worth and really like your image of yourself and what you feel like you deserve. So yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, so like it's okay to give credits to others where credit is due, obviously, but like know that you passed because of you.
Right.
Like sure,
you're the person taking that test.
Right. It's okay to have help. I mean, everyone needs help here and there, but ultimately you're the one that took the test. You're the one that aced it or passed it or whatever. You're the one that did the thing that we're talking about. So
Right, exactly. And
also like luck might have played a role and that's okay, but still whatever you did, you're more than deserving of whatever happened to you.
Right. This says some examples might be, well, that doesn't count because I had help. To combat this pattern, individuals are encouraged to give themselves and others some credit and recognize their role in bringing out a positive outcome. Okay.
Ooh,
this next one. I have a friend, not Angelica, but a friend who personally struggles with this so hard that it's affecting every aspect of her life. And it makes me so sad that this is a reality for her, but we're going to talk a lot about this one. So this one is called mind reading and fortune telling. We engage in mind reading when we attribute thoughts. I couldn't get the accent right on that word. Attribute thoughts, feelings, and intentions to another person, regardless of the lack of evidence. Remember that, lack of evidence. They think I'm a loser. I'm in fortune telling, an individual predicts events will unfold in a particular way, often to avoid trying something difficult. I'm going to fail the test anyway, so why study? No one is going to hire me, so I have to stay in this job that I don't like. Fortune telling can prevent individuals from taking actions to shape their own lives in positive ways. Examples? Or did I already read them?
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
But ultimately, it's trying to avoid something difficult.
Yeah.
So you're already discounting yourself and disqualifying yourself before even trying, because trying is what makes you uncomfortable.
Right.
So, like, you're already assuming the worst. Like, oh, I'm not going to get that job. I'm not going to pass the test. I'm not going to, whatever the thing may be. So therefore, I'm not even going to try.
Also, mind reading can be in the form of like, oh, that person doesn't like me because of something very minute that probably didn't mean anything. So like if you're texting with a friend and your friend says okay with a period at the end, and you're like, ooh, that was rough. Like, do they hate me?
Did you see the video I posted yesterday?
I'm sorry. It's not do they hate me. It is, oh my God, they hate me. Like your brain makes you believe that that's a fact. Yes, I did.
I was like, all right, reading texts for anxious people are like, or overthinking. Okay, you hate me. Thumbs up. You hate me.
Yeah.
I don't hate you. See, this one's tough.
Because it seems like they don't, but they really do.
Based off the period.
Yeah. Yep. This right here.
That would be mind reading.
I feel like my friend who I'm speaking about really struggles with the worrying about other people hating her. Like she assumes that she knows what these people are thinking and that what they're thinking is that they hate her. And another way that I actually spoke to her about this week. She was having some issues with, she was going to need to go into a place of business and discuss a bill of some sort because it needed to be arranged in a different way. Like they were making a mistake. The business was making a mistake and she had to go in and get it fixed. And she had a lot of anxiety about this. I struggle with that too, having to go in and get something fixed and like having to plead my case or what have you. But she instantly got anxious about this and she actually talked through it out loud. And what came up was that she was immediately going to the worst case scenario. Like, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to cry my eyes out because I'm just a little bitch baby. And they're going to think I'm just some crazy lady and blah, blah, blah. So not only is she mind reading people that have not even seen her yet, she's fortune telling that what's going to happen is the worst case scenario. She's going to go in there. She's going to get yelled at. She's going to get treated like she's an idiot. And so I said, you want me to tell you why you do that? Because I actually read about this recently. People who have big traumas at some point in their life have started to prepare themselves for the worst case scenario in every instance. Anything that makes them anxious, they're like, oh, the worst thing is going to happen. And we're going to talk about that when we get to catastrophizing, but this is also kind of like mind reading as well. Basically, she prepares herself for the worst case scenario so that she feels prepared for that scenario. Some point in her life, she experienced some kind of trauma where she felt unprepared to take on that trauma. And so she basically subconsciously vowed to herself to never be caught off guard again. And so now she gets herself all worked up, believing that the worst case scenario is going to happen when it's probably, the odds are it's never going to happen. And that just, it's really hard for her. And I hope that if anybody's listening that struggles with that, just know you're not alone. Other people struggle with that too. And there's ways that you can combat it, but that's like one of the hardest ones, I think.
I was going to say, even when I have some kind of fortune telling going on because of my anxiety, even like I'll try to discount it. Like, well, maybe they won't react like that specifically. Then my next thought is like, well, I'll ruin it somehow. I'll somehow make it bad. Yeah. Like, even if it's not exactly how I pictured it in my brain, I'm sure I'll do something. Yeah. I'm sure I'll say something that'll tick them off. And then, it's going to be the end result that I'm thinking anyway.
Yeah, that's true. This next part says,
wait. I was going to say the only way to like, I mean, not the only way, but something you can do is just check the facts.
Yes, that was the next part.
Ask yourself if there's any other possibility. Like,
yeah. So, I mean, often with this friend, I will, when she's freaking out about something that probably won't happen, or that a way that someone feels about her, that she thinks someone feels about her, I'll say, okay, well, what makes you feel that way? And we just kind of talk through the facts. What did that person say? Okay, well, that's not mean. That's not upsetting. Like, is it possible that that's not a fact? And then that kind of brings logic into the situation. Okay. I didn't mean to cut you off. Were you done? Did you have more?
Just ask yourself, is there any other possibility that it's not a worst case scenario?
Right.
Which There is.
Are we sure that this person thinks we're a loser?
Right.
Or could they possibly just be avoiding this conversation because they're shy or because they're having anxiety or whatever?
Yeah.
I guarantee you most of us are out here pointing all of our anxieties at each other and then freaking out about each other's anxieties. Like, it's like the Spider-Man meme.
Absolutely.
Like, you hate me. No, you hate me. No, you know what I mean? Because nobody can tell if, you know, what's facts, what's genuine, what's not. Yeah.
Communication is key.
Communication is key. The next one is magnification or minimization. We all struggle with this one as well. Magnification cognitive distortions occur when an individual blows things out of proportion. Minimization occurs when we inappropriately shrink something like an achievement to make it seem less important. Some people may minimize their strengths and positive qualities and believe that they're not likable. When bad things happen, individuals view them as proof of their failures, and when good things happen, they minimize their importance. Mm-hmm. So it's like the basis of this is I can't believe that anything good would happen to me, and of course something bad would happen to me. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Kind of a double-edged sword. Mm-hmm. Did you have examples?
I do not have examples of this one specifically that come to my brain. Mm-hmm. But, well, I can't really think of anything magnification, but I can think of minimization. Mm-hmm. Like someone winning an award or something. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, yeah, it's no big deal. It's just this, this award they give out to, the best blah, blah, blah of the year. No big deal. Like, whatever.
Like, it's fine.
It's fine. Like, it's not.
Like, I don't deserve the recognition for that, so it's, like, not a big deal.
It's almost like the discounting the positive.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
For the minimization, and the magnification is almost like negative filtering.
Yeah, that's true. I'm trying to see if there's any examples online that I can pull up really quickly. This says magnification example is a person's lunch date is running late and assumes the worst. Their worries escalate quickly and thoughts become exaggerated. Minimization. That's why it's catastrophizing.
Yeah.
Minimization. An athlete wins an award but does not acknowledge their accomplishment. They minimize the importance of the award. So kind of blending with what you said, disqualifying the positive. Mm-hmm. But definitely catastrophizing with magnification. Like that's a huge thing that a lot of us do. And I even do it like, I don't know, like if I'm in the bathroom and Cash is in the living room and he starts coughing, my mind's like, oh, he's choking on something. Like instant catastrophizing. I only really do that with Cash, so I don't do it with other people.
Maybe, well, of course not. You don't care about other people like you care about your kid.
But maybe like with Travis, like if he's taking too long to come home, like he ran to the store and he's coming back and he's taking too long, I'll catastrophize that he's been pulled over or he's been killed in a car accident, or, it's just a quick thought. It'll go away pretty quickly. But some people like really obsess over those things and think that that's really, their brain makes them believe that it's actually true. It's actual facts. Okay. Are we ready for the next one? Mm-hmm. Wait, let me see if there's anything we need to read about this. Nope. Next one is, go ahead.
I was just gonna say this next one I really identify with.
Okay. Next one is emotional reasoning. This is number 7. Why isn't it letting me scroll? There we go. Emotional reasoning assumes that because we feel a certain way, what we think at that moment must be true. This kind of thinking gives emotions total control of a situation rather than the facts of the situation. Go ahead.
Well, before you read this example, I got it off that website, but
okay. Go ahead.
I feel embarrassed by what happened, so I must be an idiot. Mm-hmm. So using your emotions as fact.
Yeah. And this kind of goes back to the filtering thing.
Yeah.
Your brain is filtering it like, oh, there's a big emotion attached to this. Well, then this must be fact. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the next one? They wrote another one. I feel angry, so this person I'm talking to must not care about or respect me. Mm-hmm. And then I feel guilty, so I must be responsible for this situation.
Well, this is a lot like how we talked about moving things from the emotional side of the brain to the logical side of the brain. Mm-hmm. This is where it gets stuck.
Yeah.
Because we think what we feel is true and that's facts and no one can like say otherwise.
Yeah.
But that's not always the case. Just because we feel a certain way about a certain situation does not mean what we think it means.
Right.
there was like a third example too, wasn't there?
The third one was, I feel guilty, so I must be responsible for the situation.
Oh, yeah.
And then it says, while feelings are always valid and are true, while we are experiencing them, feelings are not facts. Confronting emotional reasoning helps us analyze situations based on more information than just how we feel in the moment. I was going to compare this to, they say about anxiety, when you start feeling anxious and you're like, I don't know what I'm anxious about. And your brain's like, you should be anxious.
There's something
you're not worried about that you should be.
So then you just start worrying about everything.
Yes. It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I feel sad. Oh, there's got to be a reason. Let me find the reason.
Yes. And, you said as humans, we tend to try to find the reason for why we feel what we feel.
Right.
Huh.
We don't always need a reason. I mean, it's good to explore the reasons, but again, not turning them into fact if they're not facts. If you're feeling sad and then you're like, oh my God, I feel sad. What am I sad about? What could I possibly be sad about? And then you think about like, I'm sad because my friend just blew me off and they don't like me. Like, that's not a fact. The blowing off part might be a fact, but the fact that they don't like you is not a fact. They could have blown you off because they're having anxiety, like I said earlier, or because they're going through an emotional time, or they didn't mean to blow you off. They didn't realize that what they said to you came off as blowing you off. Because some people are sensitive to words differently than other people are.
Yeah. And a way to combat this is to base the facts off of information and not how you're feeling in the moment.
All right. Next one is should, must, and ought statements. Oof. And we've talked about this on the podcast before. You shouldn't should yourself. Don't should yourself. Framing thoughts with words like should, must, or ought, which means like I oughta, which is the same as should, can make individuals feel guilty or like they have already failed. These kinds of statements may apply an unrealistic set of rules or standards to how we measure ourselves and our lives. Society and culture, particularly social media, is full of explicit or implied shoulds.
Yup.
Social media, definitely. Like, I should look like this. My house should look like this. My kids should look like this or eat like this or feel like this.
I mean, yeah, you have people on your social media the same age as you. So you assume your timeline is the same as theirs. Like, oh, wait, they bought a house and have new cars and have 3 children. And I'm over here.
I should be there too.
I should be doing all that. I should have 3 businesses by the time I'm 26 and be a billionaire by the time I'm 30. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
but if you remove the word should and you say like, I could be doing that, but I'm not yet. Growth mindset, once again, gray area. I think this kind of ties into black and white thinking as well. Yes. It's like you should or you shouldn't, black or white.
And sometimes you don't even realize, wait, that's not even my goal. Like, why do I don't want that?
Right.
But because you see it and you think you should be or you ought to be there or you must be there, then you kind of almost subconsciously fake yourself into having that same goal. And that's not always the case.
And then there's some people out here that are living lives that they never wanted to live. Yeah. And they're stuck in it. Yeah.
And you know what? Social media, they post the great stuff. Like, they post the good shit. They're not going to post. I mean, some people, I feel like we're becoming more vulnerable as a society.
Yes.
On social media, but 9 times
especially
out of 10.
Our generation.
Yeah. 9 times out of 10, we're still showing just the good.
Right. I posted a mental health check-in yesterday or the day before. And the first question was, how's your mental health this week? The second question was, how many times did you cry this week? And the third question was, how many times did you laugh this week? And I was going to post something else like, okay, basically the main reason I did that is because when I show the results to everyone about how everyone voted, then you will see that everyone else is having a hard time too. Because the majority of the answers to that poll were not the good answer. They were the sucky answers. Like, anxiety's fucking me up. You know, I'm not doing so well this week or whatever. And then the answer to the crying question was, 1 to 3 times, 4 to 7 times, whatever. But then I wanted that third question to be like, okay, but also how many times did you laugh? Like, let's not discount the positive. So that was multifaceted. And I haven't posted the results yet. Remind me to do that later.
Oh, are they still up?
You can go to archive for it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I was going to just say a way to combat this is have some self-compassion, set some realistic goals, not unrealistic goals.
And make sure they're your goals and not anybody else's.
Make sure they're your goals.
Yes.
And accept yourself for who you are, not who you think you should be.
Exactly.
And allow yourself some grace and some flexibility.
Yes, exactly. All right, the next one is labeling. This one's pretty hard on people. Labeling involves defining yourself or another person entirely on one interaction or one behavior, rather than seeing a behavior as something the individual did, which does not necessarily define them. Oftentimes, we can view someone's behavior as who they are. Go ahead and examples.
I think I took it off the website. They were late to our dinner, and therefore they are completely unreliable. Mm-hmm. They could have been, running late a couple minutes, or got stuck in traffic, or whatever.
Yep. Or like overgeneralizing. Like,
I was just gonna say that too. Like that kind of ties into this.
It ties into overgeneralizing. Like
they were late one time.
They never text me back right away, so they're not a loyal friend. Or it can go towards yourself too, like, oh, I missed this appointment, I'm a failure. And so,
or like, I slept in this morning, I'm lazy.
Yes. And where this becomes harmful is it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Your mind believes what you say about it. And I've said this on the podcast before. Don't speak badly about yourself, even to yourself. Definitely not to other people, because you don't want other people. It's not good to show other people that you hate yourself, first of all. But saying it out loud to someone else, or even saying it to yourself, makes you believe it. If you're just joking and you say, oh, I'm such a piece of shit, you're going to end up believing that, especially the more you say it. If you joke around and you're like, oh, I slept in this morning, so I'm lazy, then you're going to believe that you're lazy. And you may even start acting more lazy because you're like, oh, I'm already a piece of shit. Might as well just keep being lazy. Like, it's just a vicious cycle. So labeling yourself can become very harmful. So you really want to watch out for that.
I was going to say, that's how a lot of, I remember when I was in sociology in college, I forget what the actual term is, but basically, this is an example. If you I don't know, you have kids or whatever, and they're little, and you get a call from your teacher or from their teacher, and they're like, Timmy's being really bad. Yeah. And so Timmy keeps hearing that he's bad, that he's bad, that he's bad. He's going to have that mindset. So like, okay, well, I'm bad then. And I'm just going to fall in line with whatever is bad then. Yep. And that's how they have this like thinking
it's a subconscious. Yeah.
Falling back to what they're being labeled to.
Right. There. And in relation to that, there was a video of a young adult who was talking on a podcast, and she said, I remember when I was younger, I would do something bad at school and get in trouble. And then the same day, we'd go over to my mom's friend's house or something, and my mom would be talking about the kids or whatever. And she'd go, Angelica's such a good girl. Like, she's such a good
Oh my gosh, you never want to disappoint them?
Yeah. But not only that, not only the pressure of not wanting to disappoint them, but if your parent says you're a good person, then you want to own up, you want to live up to that expectation. Yeah. And it just makes you want to be a good person. Mm-hmm. If you say that your kid is a bad person, then they're going to end up being a bad person. That's like telling somebody you'll never amount to anything. Mm-hmm. They're never going to amount to anything because you made them believe that.
I was going to say, it starts in the home, and it starts from like a childhood.
Yes.
What you hear 100%. Is what becomes your subconscious.
Yep. It's whose voice is in your head telling you what you're worth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So again, fact checking and looking for evidence that states the contrary.
Yes.
That's going to help a lot.
Yes. All right. The last one of distortions is personalization and blame. With personalization and blame, individuals blame themselves or someone else for a situation that in reality involves many other factors. Examples?
My friend canceled on me, therefore she must be mad. Mm-hmm. Maybe she was having car problems.
Yep.
Maybe her phone died and couldn't text you back.
Yep.
Maybe she had to work late.
Yep.
Maybe she couldn't find a babysitter.
My child doesn't have any friends since we moved to the new city. I have failed as a parent. And that, again, is overgeneralization. It's labeling. Like, these all tie into each other. Strategies for comforting. Do you have that?
You should check your control. So again, like, check what you can alleviate, not meditate. Check what you can control and check your responsibilities. And if you're not responsible of that, if you're not in control of that, then it's not how can it be your fault? Right. You had no control.
Yeah, exactly. And if there are other outside factors that could be contributing, don't minimize those. Right. Like they're a part of this.
Take that into consideration.
Right. Okay, so I'm just going to read this part about coping with cognitive distortions. A lot of this is going to be what we already said, but I'm just going to read through it really quickly. The first step in reframing cognitive distortions is to be more aware of your thoughts and emotions and how they influence one another. Tools like an automatic thought record help patients document their thoughts, see intersections with their emotions, and recognize patterns over time. Tools like the feelings wheel or a mood journal can help patients separate their emotions from their thoughts and name them. Considering a wider range of emotions can help you explore different triggers and coping strategies. Are you angry or are you annoyed? Analyzing thoughts and feelings together helps us interrupt unhealthy patterns. What thoughts contributed to that feeling of annoyance? In the situation where you felt annoyed, what aspects could you control? What judgments or labels did you place on yourself and others? What information did you not have or not consider? What would you do differently next time? Note that our bodies play a role tool. I think it meant two. Physical sensation like hunger, temperature, and tiredness can impact thoughts and feelings. Likewise, using physical sensations like breathing exercises, changing our temperature, giving us another tool to influence our thoughts and emotions. Another way to address cognitive distortions is to cultivate a growth mindset rather than one based on success or failure. Mm-hmm. Focus on small steps in a new direction and celebrate small victories. Cognitive distortions develop over time, and working to replace them takes time and practice too. Analyze the evidence.
I just thought of something.
Yes.
You know how the older generation always says that our generation is really sensitive? Mm-hmm. Well, it's because of their cognitive distortions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they think in black and white. Because they label.
Yep. That's true.
Because they minimize.
That's true. They're like the biggest proponents of it.
Biggest components of it. I feel like our generation does a really good job of, again, not
analyzing.
Yeah, like it's okay to not be perfect and define your different ways of being successful.
Yeah.
Or like the participation trophies or whatever. Right. Like you either win or you lose. Okay, yeah, but like also
you did your best and you should be validated for that.
Exactly. Yeah. You trained really hard for whatever. Oh, you got third place. That's still really great out of 1,000 people. Yeah, like
exactly. Yeah.
That's still a good job.
Yeah, it's very much like the previous generations were very much like, you should fit into this mold. And notice I said should there. You should fit into this mold.
Right.
Oh, you're a girl? You should fit into this mold in society. You're a boy? You fit into this mold in society. And those are your only two molds. Mm-hmm. Period. Did you have another thought?
Okay. I don't know.
It's okay if it's a tangent.
Okay. So obviously I work with older women. And their kids they're a little bit younger than I am, like by a couple of years. And so I'm listening to what their kids tell them. And they don't blame me, but they say, your generation this and your generation that. And so I'm trying my hard to like defend myself. But hang on a minute. I don't know if this is going to be good or not or whatever. But our generation is very aware of our own feelings, of mental health.
Yes. Almost to a fault.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And they weaponize the shit out of it.
Yes. Oh, you're too emotional. Is that what you're talking about?
No.
Oh, never mind.
No. They weaponize being hashtag or quote unquote woke. Yes. Mm-hmm. And they hurt. And in turn, they hurt their parents.
Yeah.
So like, for example, one of my coworkers or whatever, their daughter would say something like, oh, you never gave me any attention, so I have depression now. Mm-hmm. And you're going to pay for all of my counseling. And it's like, girl, okay, have that conversation with your mother. Hey, you know what? I realized that, you had to work 2 jobs growing up and maybe you weren't as attentive. And because of that, I'm a little bit more anxiously attached and this and this. And I have these issues, but, I'm going to work on it. And I'm not going to make you pay for therapy. Like your parent did not, unless they did. Yeah. Purposely cause that or whatever the reason may be. The way that I'm listening to their kids talk back to them, it's insane. It's like, okay, but also accountability, girl.
Right. Like, but where did she learn to not take accountability?
That's a good point too.
Another point in what you were going to say, or what you were saying, was yes, you should be aware of what hurt you and what caused you to have the issues that you have today, and bring them up with your parent, but in the sense of they also need to grow from this and heal from this.
Exactly.
Because they just made a mistake.
Right. And that's
most parents
to the point
did it on purpose.
To the point where they make their moms cry. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, that's not right. Now I'm only hearing one side of the story, but I told him, like, that's not right. Because when I had that conversation with my mom, I was very understanding. I was very empathetic. Like, hey, I know you
might not understand this right away.
There's no handbook.
Right.
And like you're saying, like, we're so informed almost to like a fault because we have so much access to resources and, you know, back
and other
then,
people's experiences.
Right. It's like, why do I feel this way? Or why am I getting this kind of feeling? You Google it. Oh, it's this. Oh, wait, what's the psychology behind it? Oh my God, I experienced that as a kid. Yeah. Oh my God, my mom did this. My dad did that. And you just start connecting the dots. Yeah.
So you get this like huge influx of validation, but then you can't use that as a weapon.
Exactly.
You have to use it to help heal yourself and others in your situation.
And open your parents' eyes. Like have that conversation, or whoever's eyes.
And they have access to this information too, but they weren't raised with the access to this information.
That's exactly what I explained to them. Like, yes, it may be to a fault, but also understand that, like, that's just how we are. Like, we have no other choice but to.
Hey, you raised us.
Well,
this society.
But also that, like, well, it's not. They didn't come up with the internet. They didn't come up with phones. They didn't have.
They witnessed us being raised in this society. Like, it's not like all of a sudden we know a bunch of shit and we're just gonna use it. Like, they witnessed us being raised with all this evidence.
How did they witness? I mean, they were there physically, sure, but like, I don't think my parents knew at all what I was doing on the internet with my friends.
Did. Oh no, I think it's just a cultural thing, though.
I have no idea. But okay, and that's the thing too. Like, you get with like-minded people, and that can either, you know, hinder or help. I don't know. We had this conversation like literally on Wednesday, I think it was, and I was just kind of like trying to get them to understand, like, yes, they should not weaponize it, but also
it's important.
It's important, and it's more of like a learning for everyone. Yeah. If that makes any sense.
It's a healing for the entire family.
Yeah. No, they shouldn't be making you cry and forcing you to pay their medical bills or whatever. No.
But it's a healing for the entire family. And just because the oldest daughter is the one that was the conduit for this conversation, and she's the one who did the research, like, give her credit for that. Like, she's the one looking into this and trying to figure out why everybody's in so much pain. And one thing I've noticed about previous generations is they pretend they're not in pain.
That's what she said too. She was like, well, yeah, my generation, there was no such thing as anxiety or depression. You just dealt with your feelings. And I'm like, and how did that work out for you?
You didn't deal with your feelings. You shoved them down and pretended like they weren't there. Yeah. Yeah, I think about my grandma sometimes in this conversation, because I didn't realize until a few years ago that she has like really crippling anxiety. And I remember when I was younger, her having Xanax, like prescribed Xanax. And when I was younger, it was just considered like, oh, it's a chill pill. Like, when you need to chill the fuck out, you take a Xanax, right? But in reality, it's for people with crippling anxiety. Like, you don't get prescribed Xanax unless you have really bad panic attacks.
How old was she when she was diagnosed with this?
I have no idea. I never talked to her about it. And I don't think she would ever talk to me about it, because, again, you act like it doesn't exist. You act like you don't have this pain.
But she must have said something at some point to a doctor for them to prescribe her this. Yeah. What I'm getting at is her generation, your grandmother's generation, is not used to saying or speaking up. Yeah. So I wonder how old she was when she realized this
and I
is
bet she never said, like, I have anxiety or I have panic attacks. I bet she said something like, I'm a nervous wreck, or my husband's stressing me out, or something like that. And that led to the Xanax prescription. And she's just had it ever since. But I can't imagine her walking into a doctor's office and telling a doctor, I have anxiety or I have panic attacks.
Well, hang on a minute. That leads me to think. So back then, they would just prescribe, you know, these big, you know, medicines to just anybody and anything. So I wonder, does she really have crippling anxiety? Or is it just generalized anxiety, and they were like, Xanax, because...
Yeah, like maybe she could be managing on a lower type of. Yeah, that's true.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, what gave her the strength to speak up and say, you know what? I think this is the level of whatever I have. Which, I mean, I don't know whether it is or not, but that just kind of made me think a little.
Good point. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
That was a good conversation. Let's take a break so we can go to the next part.
Okay.
I need to stretch. Okay.
I like that meme. Oh no, baby. What is you doing?
What is you doing? It's actually from a video. Have you seen the video?
I'm sure I have.
Hold on. Hold
the phone.
What does that mean? You've been coming up with so many.
Hold the phone?
Yeah. Why hold the phone?
Hang on a second. I'm going to go get Kelsey. Kelsey, what am I doing?
Holding the phone. Okay, got it. Got it.
I think it literally means what it literally means.
Hold on.
And we wait.
Shit, ready to get started. Bitch, I got
It's that guy, but that's not the video.
Yeah.
Oh no, baby, what is you doing? I think you should have put "oh no" at first.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh no, baby, what is he doing?
I want a question.
I bet I can find it quicker.
Okay, find it.
Bitch, you think you the shit? You not even the part. I be going hard. What is it? Bitches be rich, but I'm richer. Bitches be quick, but I'm quicker. What?
What song is that?
Ice Spice, not even a fart or something like that. Oh no, baby, what is he doing? Yeah.
Doing, baby, that's the way you do.
Yes.
We know your wife, baby. Baby, that's not your job no more, baby. You what up, baby? Yeah. Who go post one, baby? Because it's too live out here. Yeah, baby. What is you doing, baby? They got a basketball court, Dan. You're not No, Dan. Dan, you was. Oh my God, baby.
Okay, I have not seen the video.
Dan, baby, where is you going, baby? Who? It's like a Jordan house, baby. No, don't tell me it's like a Jordan house, baby. Lord, who ball you shooting with, baby? Yeah, baby. That's some skills. Some nasty little baby. Oh, baby, he made it too, baby. Oh, baby, no. Oh, that's Anthony Davis. Oh, baby. Oh, we sorry, baby. We just. All right, look, AD, baby. If he make this shot, baby, we get to go in your house. That's cool, baby. All right, bet. But if he make, y'all gotta leave, bro. Oh, baby, then you gotta make this shot, baby. Ooh. Oh, we going inside. Let's go, baby. Yeah, let's go. That's go. We Anthony Davis house, baby. Got 100-inch screen TV, baby.
100-inch.
Y'all look around. That's it. Oh, dang. I said Peter, Piper. Oh, man, he a little salty. He made that shot, baby. Oh, baby, look, ain't that the little award thing you just won? Oh, baby, he feeling fabulous. Where you at, Daniel, son, baby? What you just doing back there, baby? All over the place, baby. Oh, you gonna follow run home? Yeah, baby, what is you doing, baby? Damn, baby. No, Dan, come on, Dan, you can't be touching everything, baby. Lord, baby, they all over the place.
But that's not the one where he originally says it. He goes, oh no, baby, what is you doing?
Hi, my name's Nick. They just saved the picture, but oh no, baby, what is you doing, baby? Oh, Dan, no, Dan. Oh no, baby, no, Dan, baby, where's you going, baby?
It's not as funny anymore. It was really funny when it first came out. Okay, we can.
Wait, there was one specific one that I saw. Oh no, baby, what is you doing? Have you seen this one?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
Oh God, no.
Okay, all right.
Lord have mercy on my soul. Okay,
Lord,
we're gonna skim through biases.
mercy on me, please.
Okay.
Oh no, baby, what is you doing?
Okay. Oh shit. Okay, hold on 1 second.
Bitch, you think you the shit? You not even a fart. I be going hard. No? I'll play it for you.
Yeah.
Looks like I'm gonna say in the intro. You want me to Stop playing with a riot.
Can you please?
Think you the shit, bitch? You not even the fault.
Oh.
I be going hard. I'm breaking their hearts. Like,
Hang on.
bitches be quick, but I'm quicker. Bitches be thick, but I'm thicker. She could be rich, but I'm richer.
Damn.
Take.
I just had the bitch in the wrong place.
Yeah. I don't think I want to do biases.
Bitch. Oh. So are we just fucking around right now then?
Fucking around. Yeah, I think so.
I was gonna say something else about the kids. Oh yeah.
About the kids. Fuck them kids.
Because of wow.
Sorry.
You have a child, ma'am.
That's true. Sorry.
I was gonna say because our generation is so informed. Let me think about this. Because our generation is so in tuned to our feelings, our sensitivities, our traumas, our everything, I wonder how our kids will then be.
Will be positive or negatively affected.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Hopefully, mostly positively, but I'm sure there will be things that are like a little too much, you know?
I'm telling you. A lot of, what is it? What's that phrase? A lot of something is bad or whatever?
Yeah.
A lot of something is bad.
A lot of anything can be bad or something like that.
Yeah. That's kind of how I see it.
Yeah. That's true. I agree with that.
We'll see how Cash grows up.
Just Cash. The only person that's in this experiment.
I don't know if I have any kids, girl. I mean, I like kids and I want kids, but goddamn, like, I don't know.
It's rough out here.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, it's rough out here.
I don't know how y'all do it. Y'all just in charge of a whole other human being, like.
Yeah, bro. It's really ghetto.
Mm-hmm.
I love him.
Of course.
I love all the things about him. But it's really fucking hard. It's really, really hard. It's really hard being in charge of another person. It's really hard worrying about another person. Like, every other person you've ever met in your life, you can worry about them to a certain extent. But then at some point, that worry goes away or, like, isn't your responsibility anymore. Mm-hmm. But no, this child's well-being, that worry is your responsibility. So it's like you can't just stop worrying about them and everything that happens to them. You have to continue to worry. It's your job to worry.
I don't know. I was watching the show and the guy, he didn't want any kids. And he was telling the girl, like, isn't loving me enough? Isn't, like, life with just us two? Is that not enough? Mm-hmm. It wasn't for her. But I often think about that. Like, obviously, I don't want to get to a certain point where I regret not ever becoming a mother. But can a relationship truly be fulfilling if it's just the two of them, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, and it's like because society is so strong about like becoming a mother and having kids and all that stuff, we don't have too many examples of couples who did survive a long time without ever having kids.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah,
like you would never be able to see a successful couple, or not never, but you would not have an opportunity to see a successful couple that didn't have children because there aren't that many of them. The society didn't create that many of them.
I mean, like Dolly Parton, I think, is one of them. But even
probably
then, she's pretty secretive. Yeah, she's pretty secretive about her life, though. But yeah, I was gonna say a lot of celebrities are probably like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man.
We'll see.
I don't know.
Tune in next week. We'll see what she thinks next week.
Yeah, it's changing on the daily. All
right. Well, I hope you guys learned something from this episode today.
Yes.
I hope that we didn't forget to tell you anything that we planned on saying in this episode. If we did, we'll put it on our Instagram.
Remember to be easy on yourself, be gentle, be kind to yourself, give yourself grace and flexibility. It's not either one way or the other. It can be somewhere in between, and that's okay. Yep. If you don't reach all your goals, that's fine. Did you get majority of them? Yep.
Are you on the journey still? Because that's all that matters, that you're still on the journey.
No one hates you. You're a good person. Yep. And we love you. And thank you for listening.
We love you. Yes. And let us know what you thought about this episode. And if you want more content like this, let us know.
And buy merch.
And go buy some merch. The link is literally in the show notes. So just, scroll down. That's all you gotta do. And click some buttons and choose what you want and pay for it and fill out your information. But
you do that anyway.
You do it every day for things on Amazon. So don't want to hear it.
Right.
All right. This has been
Here We Grow podcast with.
No, I was going to go with.
Oh.
I think because at the beginning we always already say this is who we are or whatever.
We didn't do it this time.
No, but our intro.
Okay.
I was going to say this has been, and then you go, Here We Go podcast. And I go, all right, we're out. And then we both say bye.
Okay.
Or all right, we'll see you next week. And then bye.
Okay.
All right, let's try it again. All right, this has been
the Here We Grow podcast.
And we're out.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I was going to say, because our generation is so informed. Let me think about this. Because our generation is so in tuned to our feelings, our sensitivities, our traumas, our everything, I wonder how our kids will then be.
Will be positive or negatively affected.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Hopefully mostly positively, but I'm sure there will be things that are like a little too much,
I'm telling you. A lot of, what is it? What's that phrase? A lot of something is bad or whatever?
Yeah.
A lot of something is bad.
A lot of anything can be bad or something like that.
Yeah. That's kind of how I see it.
Yeah. That's true. I agree with that.
We'll see how Cash grows up.
Just Cash. The only person that's in this experiment.
I don't know if I have any kids, girl. I like kids and I want kids, but goddamn, I don't know.
It's rough out here.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, it's rough out here.
I don't know how y'all do it. Y'all just in charge of a whole other human being.
Yeah, bro. It's really ghetto.
Mm-hmm.
I love him.
Of course.
I love all the things about him. But it's really fucking hard. It's really, really hard. It's really hard being in charge of another person. It's really hard worrying about another person. Every other person you've ever met in your life, you can worry about them to a certain extent. But then at some point, that worry goes away or isn't your responsibility anymore. Mm-hmm. But no, this child's well-being, that worry is your responsibility. So it's you can't just stop worrying about them and everything that happens to them. You have to continue to worry. It's your job to worry.
I don't know. I was watching the show and the guy, he didn't want any kids. And he was telling the girl, isn't loving me enough? Isn't life with just us two? Is that not enough?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't for her, but I often think about that. Obviously I don't want to get to a certain point where I regret not ever becoming a mother, but can a relationship truly be fulfilling if it's just the two of them, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, and it's because society is so strong about becoming a mother and having kids and all that stuff, we don't have too many examples of couples who did survive a long time without ever having kids.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah,
you would never be able to see a successful couple, well, not never, but you would not have an opportunity to see a successful couple that didn't have children because there aren't that many of them. The society didn't create that many of them.
Dolly Parton, I think, is one of them. But even
probably
then,
a lot
she's
of
pretty
celebrities.
secretive. Yeah, she's pretty secretive about her life, though.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was gonna say a lot of celebrities are probably like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man.
We'll see.
I don't know.
Tune in next week. We'll see what she thinks next week.
Yeah, it's changing on the daily.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I hope you guys learned something from this episode today.
Yes.
I hope that we didn't forget to tell you anything that we planned on saying in this episode. If we did, we'll put it on our Instagram.
Remember to be easy on yourself, be gentle, be kind to yourself, give yourself grace and flexibility. It's not either one way or the other. It can be somewhere in between, and that's okay.
Yep.
If you don't reach all your goals, that's fine. Did you get majority of them?
Yep. Are you on the journey still? Because that's all that matters, that you're still on the journey.
No one hates you. You're a good person.
Yep.
And we love you. And thank you for listening.
We love you, yes. And let us know what you thought about this episode. And if you want more content like this, let us know.
And buy merch.
And go buy some merch. The link is literally in the show notes. So just, scroll down. That's all you gotta do. And click some buttons and choose what you want and pay for it and fill out your information. But
you do that anyway.
You do it every day for things on Amazon. So don't want to hear it.
Right.
All right. This has been
the Here We Grow podcast.
And we're out.
Okay, bye.
Bye.